we should talk about the World Series.
Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
This was no ordinary World Series. This was the first time your franchise had ever won the World Series. It's the first time your city had ever won the World Series. And it was a city that had just been ravaged by a hurricane. So how life-changing was it for the people that you work with and the city that you play in?
I think it was life-changing for everybody. The players that were involved, certainly anybody involved with the organization, but still to this day, every day I run into people who come over and say, you have no idea what a big deal that was. You only get to win the first championship once. And for us to do it in a year where Houston suffered such devastation from Hurricane Harvey, the biggest natural disaster potentially in the history of our country, really meant a lot to the city, to the people, to us, to the players, to everybody. And it's something that will live forever for us.
You know, I've talked about this many times. These are not sporting events. These are life events. Yeah. These are life-changing events. And when you rode on the parade floats and you looked into the eyes of those people, could you see how life-changing it was?
I could. I had no idea there were that many Astros fans and that there were that many people that had Astros shirts that would show up for a parade. It was really incredible, and you could tell they'd lined up for hours. They were waiting just to get a glimpse of Carlos Correa or Dallas Keuchel, and it was such an important moment for them. And beyond that, all the stories that people have told me about the fact that, you know, their father, who's 90-something, they was able to finally get something that he's wanted his entire life, or their kids have never seen a championship. And you know, Houston had 2 basketball championships, but no football and no baseball until this year, and it's a big deal when you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, sports doesn't rebuild people's houses and rebuild people's lives, but it does offer hope and joy.